Ladies and gentlemen, from the Mohegan Sun here in Uncasville, Connecticut, America presents, and the undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser, proudly present to you Fight Time on Fox. Let's get the action started. We have for you, first of all, 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant IBA America's Lightweight Championship. It is sanctioned by the Department of Consumer Protection for the state of Connecticut. Commissioner is Mark Schifrin, and in cooperation with the Mohegan Tribe Indians of Connecticut, chairman is Roland Harris. Representing the International Boxing Association is the president, Dean Chance, and the supervisor in attendance is Frank Garza. The three judges assigned, scoring on a 10-point must system, are George DeGabriel, Clark Sammartino, and Gary Merritt. When the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action will be Steve Smoger. Introducing to you first, fighting to my left out of the red corner, he's wearing black trunks with gold trim and weighed in at 130 pounds. Hailing from Lawrence, Massachusetts, he has a professional record of 23 wins, 2 losses, with 3 wins, 3 draws, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lightning Edwin Santana. And his opponent, fighting directly across from him out of the blue corner, he's wearing red, gold, and green trunks and weighed in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, by way of Accra, Ghana, Africa, he is undefeated with 15 wins and 9 of them coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ben Tackie. Once again, your referee in charge, Steve Smoger, to give the instructions.
All right, gentlemen, you are given your instructions at the weigh-in. I want you to obey my commands at all times, respect the bell at all times, and above all, protect yourself at all times. Touch him up and God bless. Touch gloves. Touch him up. Touch him. Okay. Touch him, them glovos. Right, okay.
Here's the tail of the tape brought to you by Budweiser. You can see Tackie 4 inches taller than Santana. He also outweighs him by 5 pounds. He is younger and has a slight reach advantage. Let's take a look at the rules here in the state of Connecticut. The 10-point must system, of course, is used to score the fight. 3 knockdown rule will not be in effect. There is no standing 8 count here, and a fighter cannot be saved with the bell in any round, including the final round. The headbutt rule, we go to the scorecards after 4 rounds have been completed. So we're set to go. Our first fight of the evening, Santana in the black, Tackie in the gold.
Both of these fighters, Barry, are usually pretty busy fighters, like to throw punches in bunches. Santana's going to try to figure out Tackie here and then utilize his experience to go at him.
Santana with just 2 losses, but those 2 losses, albeit forgivable losses, have come in his last 3 fights. So he's a real crossroads, I think.
Yeah, it's important, and it would be a feather in his cap if he beats a good young starter like Tackie would be considered at this point an undefeated fighter. Santana, we mentioned the fight with Canizales. It was a very close fight, in dispute right up until the end, so that was last year. And then he lost to Kevin Kelly, but it was a little more one-sided than that.
But both losses which fall into that category of forgivable defeats. Talked about Tackie's work ethic. He's a very hard worker. In fact, his people tell us they got to try to slow him down rather than get him to work harder.
Well, he came to the United States from Africa. He's living in California now, in Southern California, and is a very hard worker, pays attention to his lessons, tries to constantly improve, and he is doing that. He's trained now by Ramos Acquay, and of course along with Joe Goosen as well, and he's been getting good training and developing as a fighter. We saw him at the Great Western Forum not long ago, and he fought very well there.
They had 2 fights prior to this in the United States. Comes from Accra, Ghana, which of course has become something of a boxing mecca because of
Azuma Nelson, the professor. Azuma definitely, though, is the man in Ghana. Because even Azuma says he supports, he says, a couple of 100 people over there. So he says even now he's a hungry fighter.
Kind of smother Tackie a little bit, got there with a couple of body shots. Tackie much more an upright fighter, as you see, than Santana, and already has 4 inches in height on him, so quite a difference in that respect. But Tackie not doing much in this round.
No, I think they're both pretty much studying each other. Santana, now we're beginning to see some of his strategy come to light. He's looking to get in, maybe bang to the body and get right out. Flurry quickly and then back off.
Not a bad concept. Double right hand from Tackie, but he did tend to slap with it just a little bit as we come to the end of the first round. We're going 12. Edwin Santana in the black trunks and Ben Tackie of Accra, Ghana, now Glendale, California, in the gold.
Ramos Akwe, the trainer of Ben Tackie, was over in the corner with Joe Goosen, whereas Ramos came from Africa along with Ben Tackie, trained him back there. Tackie did not have much of an amateur record. He's still learning on the job, Barry. He only was an amateur for 1 year, and he only fought 1 international fight. So he was very much above the competition that he faced in Africa, and he felt like he had to come here to the United States really to learn.
Good fighters, of course, historically have had more than a little success coming to America. Might have started with Dick Tiger, probably started before that. But
Dick Tiger, great fighter, former middleweight, light heavyweight champion. Tackie a little bit more active. Santana, I thought, would come to Tackie a little bit more, but he's fighting a strategic fight, Barry. He's circling to the left. He's fighting a pretty good fight. Circling and moving, attempting to slip punches, get inside, and get back up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like the side-to-side thing that Santana's doing, rather than just try to walk through the jab of Tackie, which is more effective in this second round.
When Santana goes in, he doesn't usually throw 1 punch. When he gets inside that jab, then he will throw 2, 3 punches and then back off. There's that combination. It's almost like he learned it in school. 1, 2, 3, back right out.
Well, it has worked for fighters better than Edwin Santana. Good right hand, kind of a looping uppercut, almost a bowler punch from Tackie.
Yeah, and Santana was bending down to come in, and he walked into it. Tackie's going to have to pick up his activity level. He's being out-hustled here by Santana.
Santana working the body very well here. There's a good hook by Tackie, and that backed Santana up for a moment. Again, Santana working the body and being very effective. And there's 2 more body shots. Another good round, I thought, for Santana.
Yes, he's mixing it up very, very well.
Well, this week on Going Deep are the new breed of aluminum bats, a deadly danger. You can join Lauren Sanchez, and she'll take a closer look on the next Going Deep. Check your local listings for showtime in your area.
There you go. There you go.
In the corner of Ben Tackie.
More than 1 punch. You got to work more than 1 punch. Win this round big. Body, you're hurting. You're strong. You don't hit hard, no?
Round number 3, and Ben Tackie's going to have to find something that has not been there yet.
Now Joe Goosen told him in the corner, I want more than 1 punch.
Well, he's been unable to keep Santana on the end of that jab, and I think the movement of Santana is the reason for that.
It is. Again, same thing. Yep. Quick 1, 2, 3 to the body and then back right out. Constantly circling to the left. And Tackie's going to have to unload that right now and then to try to slow that up.
Yeah, maybe even take a step to the right and crank the hook.
But if things stay the same like this, I think Santana could go to 12 very easily. You know, he's the older fighter by 4 years here. Still, he's only 28. And it is true that the guys in the lighter weights get used up a little sooner than do guys in the heavier weight divisions. But Santana at this pace, and he's dictating the pace, believe me, he can go very much 12 rounds very easily, I'm sure.
Yeah, fighting a very savvy fight so far.
Last fight posted a 10-round win decision back in November over sizzling Sam Gerard in Boston.
And again, just being busier and being far more effective is Santana. Jab in there too. Close to a headbutt there also.
Tackie at this stage of his career, Barry.
There's a right hand by Tackie. Tackie's the stronger of the two, I believe.
And I think at this stage of his career, he could afford a defeat more so than can Santana. Santana needs a win here. And Tackie, remember he's just learning as he goes along and just developing because of that very brief amateur career. And he's going to learn some lessons here tonight.
A couple of good right hands by Santana. Came to the body and then to the head. Santana just pressing this fight. He seems to have Tackie just confused as to how to answer here.
Yeah, within the geometry of a fight in a ring, Santana is fighting an almost perfect fight. Angles, using up all 20 feet, circling, giving Tackie different looks, and really mixing it up nicely.
Tackie missed with that right hand. Santana pops him to the left.
Tackie has landed the occasional right hand in this round, but he's going to need more than that.
Yeah, another very effective round for Edwin Santana. We're coming back. Round number 4 now. Ben Tackie and Edwin Santana. Santana's dictated pace, dictated tempo, and is at least on my card, and I'm quite sure yours, Rich, has swept the board so far.
Yeah, I think he's won all 3 rounds, and he came out in this round circling to the right, which is a little bit something different than he was doing in the previous 3, but now he goes back to his movement to the left. It's been very effective for him, and Tackie has not yet figured him out. Although Tackie did land a couple of rights, I thought, to some effect in that last round.
Yeah.
Push down, good, very good.
Came up with the right hand after a couple of shots to the body, did Santana, and then got out of there. It's interesting, Santana in his corner was being berated pretty much by his handlers, and it almost seems as though you would be saying, boy, do what you're doing, because it's working out all right.
I'd hate to be Edwin if he has a bad round.
Yeah. Santana came up to the head, and while they weren't big punches, they were there.
Tackie's got a nice long left hand. That jab, he needs to put it to use a little bit more.
Hands are loose. Good, good.
Again, Santana with a combination, this time to the head as he got Tackie flat-footed, just standing there.
Push off, Eddie, push off. Hey, don't punch on there.
Again from Santana, goes to the body that time, even though they were caught on the gloves, and just continuing this prescription here.
He's experienced. You can see the difference in experience, and it's certainly paying off here for Edwin Santana so far. We mentioned those back-to-back losses against Canizales and Kevin Kelly. Prior to that, he had won 4 in a row, and including a very good win over a good
coming upstairs a little bit more now, too.
Watch your head, you guys are flashing.
I just get the feeling Tackie is just like searching for him, Barry.
Yeah, and he's really presenting, though, a target for him. I mean, he's right in front of him. He's not doing anything to change his own rhythm, as Santana, again, has a very effective fourth round. Now, this fight's going 12, remember, so...
The overhand right is working inside it. Edwin, listen to me. Don't throw one punch at a time, all right? Don't come in with one body shot, all right? Get in close, hands up high, moving ahead and come over with that right hand, okay? You can hit him with that, okay? Hit him with the overhand right, come back with a left hook. Come on. You hit him good a few times there. Keep doing it, okay? Deep breath. Listen to me. Move to your right. Move to your right. Will you do that?
And Rich with a shutout so far, which is exactly the way I have the fight.
Another deep. Come on. We don't want close rounds, Edwin. Come on. Now, we finish him off with some good body work. We need that now. We can't wait. Right now. Come on.
Round number 5 now, and Ben Tackie's going to have to find something that hasn't been there.
I don't know if you fans could pick up on that in the corner, but you certainly could hear, at least I could, some urgency in the voice of Joe Goosen. It's got to happen right now. Tell him right now, as he was telling to Ramos Acquay. They need for something to happen. I thought there was an interesting sequence in the final 30 seconds where Tackie got Santana up against the ropes, and he seemed to land some pretty good punches there. If he could pin Santana in a corner or against the ropes, he might have an opportunity. The way the fight is being fought right now, though, and Tackie is just allowing himself to be sucked into this fight by Santana, then he probably can't win the way that the fight's going now, but he's got to change it up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think he has a tendency when Santana circles just to follow him, and I think at some point he's got to take a step either way.
I think Joe Goosen would really like Tackie to press more, pressure more, and to throw punches on the way in, to jab constantly. He's punching one jab at a time, Tackie.
Combination to the body. They're not huge punches, but cumulatively they are having an effect in this fight. Counter left hand that time. Santana doesn't land cleanly, and that's the case a lot of times, Barry. He doesn't land cleanly. His combinations are kind of flashy because he goes in there and throws 3-4 punches, and you get this whoosh whoosh kind of effect. Yeah, and how many times have you seen fights stolen like that? In this case, I don't think it's a theft. I think he's clearly winning the fight, but I know in your career and in mine, I've seen a ton of fights stolen with a tactic just like that.
Of arsenal of his own.
Punch combination again by Santana, and Tackie doesn't seem to be able to do anything to change the tenor of this fight. By Edwin Santana thus far.
Joe Goosen, the cornerman trainer of Ben Tackie, co-trainer of Tackie, was telling him, exhorting him to throw the jab more, throw it in, moving in, and then try to work off of his jab. He feels that the jab can work, and Tackie has come out with that in mind here in round 6.
He has gotten Santana's attention a couple times with the right hands, but they've been few and far between. And again, and your point is very well taken, he seems to be more concerned right at the moment with defending himself than doing any business offensively on his own.
Santana, very intelligent fighter, clever. You can see why he would give even a great fighter like Canizales trouble. Only once has he been soundly defeated, that by Kevin Kelly. You can ask Nassim Hamed about fighting Kevin Kelly.
Yeah.
There's that good jab attack. He rocked back the head of Santana with that jab.
Yeah, he's very effective at the jab. You know, it's interesting. I mean, there's that old adage of styles make fights, and this is a very, so far at least, a very tough fight for Ben Tackie because he seems to throw straight punches, and he's never got Santana in front of him to throw those punches because Santana's going side to side. Actually, not even so much side to side as you pointed out. He's going left.
I don't think either one of these guys has big-time power. But I think the edge in the power department will go to Ben Tackie, and he looks the more heavy-handed of the two, but he's just being out-hustled so badly by Santana because of those combinations. So when you've got a power edge, you've got a chance.
And there's a good right hand from Santana. Now, that was right in the button, and Tackie didn't move. That speaks to what you were talking about.
Right, that's a curse for a fighter like Santana.
Again, Santana just out-hustling Tackie. Tackie did get there with a right hand, but Santana quickly on the move again. Now here's where Tackie wants him. At the bell. Well, weeknights after Fox Sports News, it's The Last Word. Jim Rome from Los Angeles and Wally Matthews from New York. It's Sports Talk for the Fearless, and it's weeknights after Fox Sports News.
Right. Huh? Okay. Tell him he's got to do a lot more to win this fight. If that means he's got to take more chances, he has to take more chances, but he's got to put pressure on this guy. He's got to make a brawl out of it. He's letting this guy do what he wants, in and out on him, in and out on him. He's got to make a brawl of it. You've got to get in closer. You've got to get rough. You want to win this fight? You want to win it? Then you better get rough. You better knock this fucker out. What you're doing right now is not going to win this fight. You're going to do that? Let's do it.
It's cable television.
Come on, fight hard.
Well, Joe Goosen very explicit, I guess you could say, in his orders, and he understands what's going on in there, and he wants Ben Tackie to understand what's going on in there.
He's not only explicit, he's accurate. So now let's see if Tackie can pay heed. Santana probably has different ideas.
Well, but at this point, I think Goosen is right in that he needs Tackie to turn it into more of a brawl. Tackie may not be the kind of guy, he may not have the makeup to just grab Santana, rough him up, throw him up against the ropes, maybe land a low blow or two along the way. He probably isn't that kind of kid.
Well, and again, his punches are all straight. He doesn't throw, there's a hook, but he doesn't throw a lot of hooks, and that makes it very tough against a guy who's never in front of you.
Santana, remember, has never been stopped. Good chin, got a lot going for him. The only thing pretty much going against him is that lack of power. But he's really an intelligent fighter.
Yeah, I mean, here's a guy who came in here with an idea, and he's executed the idea perfectly. There's a right hand from Tackie.
You know, I only think it took him about a minute or a minute and a half to figure out what he wanted to do in there with Tackie in that first round, as the two used that round as kind of a study hall, and as soon as he figured it out, man, he has just stuck to it.
And again, three-punch combination.
It's almost like hitting the mitts in the gymnasium. It's the way that the trainer set it up, that 1, 2, 3.
There it is again. I mean, it's a clinic. This is basically how Sugar Ray Leonard beat Marvin Hagler. It's essentially the same fight plan.
A little bit of psych thrown in there, too.
Yeah, maybe more than a little bit.
Learning experience for Tackie. He's only 24, 15-0. If he loses this fight, if he doesn't pull it out, he's still got plenty of time to go back to the gym and learn and come back.
And for Santana, I mean, this would very likely represent another shot. There's another right hand from Santana. I mean, Santana's just executing perfectly here. Yeah, everything getting there right now by Santana. And Santana's just owned this fight virtually from the opening bell. And a 6, we're to 7, we're coming back. In search of something that simply has not been there. He's been outgunned, he's been out-psyched, he's been out-planned.
You know, he comes out, Tackie, at the beginning of most rounds, having listened to Goosen in his corner, and he comes out jabbing and trying to get there with the jab, trying to be more active. But usually after about a minute or so, Santana is just back and completely dominating the round.
Well, he is trying to do more here.
He's trying to cut the ring on Santana here. He saw him slide to the right there, but Santana easily able to wheel his way back out into the middle of the ring. Well, Santana getting there to Tackie with jabs. If he can match jabs with Tackie and get to him with his jab, it's really going to be all over for Ben. Tackie maybe to take a chance or two and to risk things here. And probably only carelessness at this stage by Santana would enable him to be beaten, I would think, at this point.
Yeah, I still have it as a shutout. I would suspect you do.
Yes.
Real learning experience for Ben Tackie.
He counters with that right, Tackie. He throws the right, but Santana's not there anymore. Santana is circling to the left, and he's already vacated that spot where he was just standing.
Santana has been able to pick almost every shot of Tackie, too. Santana backing Tackie against the ropes.
And now some material damage is being done to Tackie. I'd say he's in some difficulty here for the first time in the fight.
Yeah, might be wearing down a little bit.
Well, even a guy who's not a power puncher like Santana, if you land hundreds of punches, it will take its toll.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see his connect percentage, which I would suspect to be very high.
There again, throwing the right hand, but Santana's already left that spot.
So again, exactly as you pointed out, Tackie started out first minute of the round, did a pretty good job. There he got the right hand in, but still, it's hard to make a case for Tackie winning the round. We'll be back.
When you buy a
instead of...
Tackie, he was hurt for the first time. He's in some momentary difficulty. He absorbed that right and a couple of others. Uppercut came up from Santana, and then one more right hand. You see it there that knocked Tackie back, and he was in a little bit of trouble, and I think stunned for the first time in the bout.
And again, Tackie starts out with a triple jab, but unable to do any business beyond that.
That's very good.
There's a good right hand by Tackie.
Put him out, Eddie. Break, don't punch, don't punch. Don't punch. Step out. Step out.
So Tackie's first fights when he came to America were 6- and 8-rounders. That went all the way. Decision fight. But he's fighting, you have to remember, he's fighting 6- and 8-round fighters. Now he steps up against a guy who's world class. That's a big, big step.
Yes, it is. And he's in a very difficult situation now, trying to get Santana out of there, which is the only way you can win this fight. And he's trying to get a guy out of there who's never been knocked out.
There's some good work with the jab. Probably the best work we've seen from Tackie there. He threw about 6 or 7 of them. At least a couple of them got home nicely. He's trying to set things up now with the jab. Trying to do what Joe Goosen has been imploring him to do. Set things up with the jab and then come up inside if he can with an uppercut.
And Santana kind of taking this round off, not doing a whole lot.
Don't punch, don't punch, don't punch. Push off, Edwin, push off, that's it.
Good uppercut in close by Santana. And a right hand by Santana, chopping right hand. That's a punch that a lot of guys could get you out of there with.
Santana, if you're wondering, has only 6 KOs to his credit in his 28th bout.
Don't punch, don't punch, don't punch.
And in fact, the only clean knockout he had came in his very first fight.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped anybody since June of '95.
Don't punch, don't punch, don't punch. Step out, step out. 5 seconds.
So we walk you back into the corner of Santana, and Tackie had a better round. You could probably make a case that he might have won the round, but I believe it might be more what Santana didn't do than what Tackie did.
Lean forward. Lean forward.
A little bit better with the jab.
Blow it out. Blow it out.
Santana looking at him in the corner looks like there's not a lot left in the tank.
And he does have to go 12, remember.
Next round, keep it going, okay? Keep it going.
I think he may have saved a little something in that last round from the last 3.
You got a lousy jab. You can counter over it if you move to the right.
Tackie's going around.
You gotta use that left hook. You gotta use that left hook. You gotta knock him out. You gotta knock him out to win, yeah? You understand?
Joe Goosen, the realist.
Well, it's good, I think, to communicate the real situation to your fighter. Don't tell him he's doing great if he's not.
Santana starts out quickly here in round number 10. Santana just doing what he's done virtually the whole fight, start to the body, then come upstairs. Good uppercut in close.
The thing with Tackie is not fighting a guy who's got a real big punch tonight. He's not taking a terrible beating, you know, a lathering. He's losing to a clever fighter who's going in, giving him some combinations and getting out and outscoring him. And he's not taking a terrible beating. I think he can come back and learn from this fight. He can take this tape home.
Great from here. Good exchange. Good exchange.
Might not want to watch it too soon.
Great. Don't punch. Don't punch. Don't punch.
But it's going to be a clear see what you did and what you didn't do.
Right. So you heard Joe Goosen talk about using the hook, and the hook is... There's a left right hand, and down comes Santana, and I mean down.
5, 6, 7, 8.
This is one of the most dramatic come-from-behind victories you'll ever see. That's never won around. Unbelievable. Truly remarkable. Absolutely spectacular. He looked like he had no chance to win this fight. What a shot. Clean right hand, and that is a knockout. Spell that one KO.
Absolutely, and just when we start talking about he hadn't used too many hooks, he'd been throwing straight punches, he hadn't been too effective with the right hand, and it was a crashing right hand.
Here it comes. Tackie finally got there. A little bit of an uppercut to set him up, perhaps. But Santana still in control. But there's the right hand. Finally landed. We mentioned that Tackie was the only one in the ring that had any power. And this is just a tremendous shot. I mean, that is a knockout drop. Right there, right on the knockout spot on the chin, folks. And as soon as he hit the deck, you knew it was all over. He is still down, by the way. But getting up now and looks all right. But he was knocked out.
Absolutely clean knockout. The first time in his career that he has lost a fight by way of knockout. And he's been in there with some pretty good guys, Canizales and Kelly. We'll be back. Get up, and right now we'll take you.
Ramos Okoye will interpret for us. Would you please ask Ben if he ever really felt that he could do something like that, because he was very far behind on points?
Because yes. He said yes, he knew, because he was giving Santana some time to exhaust himself out and then take him out.
He seemed to have a style that was very difficult for you.
Yes. Okay, Santana style is very difficult to handle. He said that Santana moves a lot, and he wanted Santana to slug it out, but Santana failed to do that. So when Santana stood with him, he knew definitely he was going to take Santana out.
Did you really believe that you could still do it?
Yeah. He said yes. He said yes.
Okay.
He believes that he can do it.
Let's take a look at the knockout and ask him to describe what happened, and you interpret for us.
Okay, open knockout. Yeah. Okay, like she said by the thing. Yeah. Right.
Right.
More right there.
Yeah. Right.
He said he threw a right, and then he bent to evade the right, and then he also threw his right back. The moment the punch hit Santana, he knew definitely Santana was going to go down, and that was it.
All right, well, that's a tremendous victory for you. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, and that's the manager, Mr. Steve Kerma.
Yes, and yes, I would like to thank God for this victory, and also thank American Presents, and we're Fox for putting us on this show, and we want to do it again on Fox.
All right, we look forward to seeing you again.
And we love Fox.
I love my Ghanian fans.
Yes, thank you. And we love Fox too. And we love American Presents.
I think all right, it's a happy bunch of guys here, Barry.
I'll tell you what, it's a love fest. It's terrific. It was terrific.